Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, or Hbar if you will. Now, listen, I I have made so many videos on Hbar, and a lot of people ask me, Nick, are you going to continue uploading videos during the bear market? To answer all those questions, yes, I will. It's going to be sad to see Hbar top off, and it's going to be one of those things where we're going to have to say, hey, it topped, we sold, we are looking to rebuy the dip. It's going to be a sad day when we see that, but it's also going to be a great day when we see that because we are obviously going to make a ton of money. We are getting to the point where a lot of altcoins are getting some wealth dispersed into them. In fact, on the 24-hour span, we are seeing massive percentage gains. On the 7-day span, we are seeing massive percentage gains on a lot of altcoins. In fact, top 3 over 200%. And then, of course, the top roughly 10 is over at least 10% plus. So, we're seeing a lot of altcoins kind of breaking out of their wedge, and a lot of people are like, dude, why is Hedera Hashgraph not moving? Like, this thing has so many financial institutional use cases. It's in massive finance, opportunities and stuff. Why is it not moving with all of, these innovations happening? What the heck is going on? Well, listen, just to clarify real quick, we're not in a utility-driven market. If we were, Hbar would be already at $100 plus most likely. I just want to say right now, on the 7-day span, it looks like we came down and retested perfect support. On the 1-day span, we could actually see that perfect support being tested all the way down here at about 39 cents exact. We retested this bottom now twice. It's not a crazy support zone. In fact, we could technically come down lower and retest 38.6, if you will. But ultimately, I'm still kind of eyeing that 36 centile range, which I know a lot of people are like, dude, what? Come on, man. But it is what it is, right? This is that, October 28th low. 36 cents is a significant support zone, so we're watching that closely. It doesn't have to come down low. Honestly, in November, we'll most likely say goodbye to the 40s and hello to the 80 to $1 ranges. We could technically see $1 by the end of this, month. So, exciting things are coming very, very soon for Hedera Hashgraph. So, definitely look into the long-term viewpoints on Hbar and kind of relax, sit back, and just wait for those massive gains to flow in because they are coming. I know a lot of people are losing hope, but do not play into it. I understand that it's very easy to look at other projects that are starting to moon and you're like, man, I can make so much money here and flow it back into Hbar, blah, blah, blah. No, do not do that. Just, reinvest money when it's time to actually sell. Right now, year to date, we are only up about 1,100%. This looks like a beautiful chart in my mind. Ever since, July, for an example, we've been on an upward momentum path. And honestly speaking, right now, currently, if we're looking at these nice lows, every single low from that point has just been a higher low. So things are looking juicy, things are starting to unfold, and now would never be the time to sell out of Hbar. Now, I do want to talk to you guys before we fully jump into the video. If you guys want to get the Crusader trading bundle pack, I have a plan for this. I think that it's going to be a subscription basis from now on, and or maybe it's just going to be at one solid price point, maybe at $120 or $100. I don't know. I got to see what I'm going to do because it's going to include a ton of free content. We'll most likely have it at about $100. I think $100 is a flat rate, should be good. And ultimately, this will include all future products for free and all the products on the store as well. So there's going to be a ton of content in this. I will continue to add it on years from now as well. So this is pretty much a lifetime subscription to all my future content and stuff. I might do a subscription at some point in time for like trading, alerts and stuff, but I don't know. I don't really want to monetize too much. I think that it's kind of scummy, to be honest with you, but we'll see. We'll look at it, but ultimately there is a ton of free content on here that you pretty much will benefit from if you do purchase the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack, because I plan on uploading probably 100 plus things on this website, and a lot of these are fair priced as well. Like this bundle pack just includes everything, so you can get $5 exit strategies that are incredible, intel as well. From what I've heard from a lot of people in terms of feedback, it seems fairly good in terms of how everybody is interpreting it. So it's pretty cool. So you guys aren't obligated to purchase anything. I'm just letting you guys know from an overall standpoint. But let's talk about some things. So HBAR is massively undervalued. In my opinion, it has the most real-world utility and institutional backing of any cryptocurrency, and its hashgraph DOT is generations ahead. In addition, more transactions are processed on the Hedera hashgraph than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano combined. And yes, this is the truth, right? But we also talk about this is third generation. This is third generation crypto. This is ultimately years ahead of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but this is years ahead of pretty much any project in this space. A lot of people are not realizing that. In fact, it is the most utilized enterprise-grade DOT technology out there, the most sustainable, the greenest, and so forth. So this is doing incredible things right now. I think a lot of people need to look at the bigger picture here. In fact, I think that this is a great way of looking at it. I'm seeing more and more retail folks impatient with HBAR finally reaching a tipping point. This change in settlement is extremely bullish to me. Smart money will do its thing soon enough. And that is the base point, right? We even see here, is this you, HBAR? Sell it. Smart money will pick it up from here, buy. And that is the case, right? Smart money is still accumulating HBAR on a day-to-day basis. And I think the idea that a lot of people are kind of in is the fact that, I'm seeing this coin, that coin move, but why isn't HBAR? And again, I've mentioned that multiple times, and it is the truth. People need to realize that it's not all about the price movements. It's about what's happening behind closed doors that are not accommodating just yet for the price movement. They will catch up. They will catch up. I always see it all the time. Please be patient. I cannot tell you guys that enough. It will pay off in time, and I truly do mean that. So please be aware of what is happening right now. But I do also want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. Hey, Denny-eyed, thanks for putting together this cool thread about FPOS, Australia, Hedera, and Miko. A lot of things are pretty cool here. Now, this is actually a 1 of 5 overall breakdown of these massive use cases, so shout out to Danny. But we see here, we are actually joined the Hedera Hashgraph GC. Their HCS is something we're very interested in and trying to understand how it can enable all sorts of use cases for payments in the future beyond card-related payments. Ex-entrepreneur in residence, FPOS Australia discussed FPOS digital strategy to move from traditional payments operator into the digital space, e-commerce, digital identity, and more. FPOS and AusFintech, launched an FPOS FinTech Advisory Committee chaired by Ben Tabell, so fintechs can advise on how to access the FPOS Payments Network. A report on how to leverage the FPOS digital roadmap API programs was issued. So pretty interesting things here in terms of API connections and kind of connecting to things, especially within the Hedera ecosystem. Again, pretty cool. And then Miko Me is one of 10 members to join the committee with Assembly Payments, Blue, Manuva, Snip, Varency, EasyPay, AzuPay, Poly, and PayPal Plane. Last year, Miko validated a micropayments POC with FPOS and is now part of their Connect ID pilot, in case you missed it. So pretty interesting things are happening. My great honor to accept the Excellence in Blockchain and DLT Finney's Award on behalf of our team, which would not be possible without the incredible collaboration with FPOS team in Australia along with Hedera. Lot of things happening here and a lot of connections as well. This is huge. Listen, I don't need to tell you guys at the end of the day how big Hedera Hashgraph will be. You guys should understand that overall from your perspective in terms of research being done on HBAR overall. This is a huge asset. A lot of people aren't realizing it, but trust me, once they do catch on, it will be way too late for them to get it at a nice little discounted price of under 50 cents, under $1, under $2, and so forth as it continues on. Web3 is trending on Twitter. We already know why Web3 is going to be huge, $140 trillion plus market. But don't take my word for it. Take the decentralization that is flowing through all of these markets into accountability. For an example, check out this. So Canopy writes, this is actually pretty cool, right? Launches a decentralized cannabis herbarium and licensing platform built on the Hedera network. Now, I've discussed this a little bit, but I haven't discussed it fully. First off, I love cannabis in terms of the medical marijuana sort of stuff. Like, that's awesome. In fact, this market kind of continues to grow as time goes on, especially with acceptance. I think, when we're really looking at the benefits from this, it's pretty much there, but that's not what I'm talking about, right? In fact, I'm talking about this. Canopy Right is the first and only cannabis herbarium where breeders can both register their unique strains for free and transact business with growers effortlessly, securely, confidentially, and paperlessly. Canopy Right is currently available in California only, but of course we look at this as it kind of continues to grow. This will probably stretch beyond the means of that. Now, there's a lot of use cases within this, but there's also a lot of stuff that could actually grow from this. As a result, and given the cost and uncertainty inherent in navigating the patent system, intellectual property rights in the vast majority of cannabis strains are not protected in any meaningful way. Now they're talking about the protections in terms of the industry for names and all that kind of stuff. But again, when we're talking about what is happening here, Canopy Right addresses this problem by allowing cannabis breeders to register their cannabis strains for free using time-stamped physical plant samples in tamper-evident containers. Growers can use Canopy Right to search for and request permission to grow these strains and arrange delivery of plant material. So this is going to be essentially ownership of strains by one specific artist, if you will, because they're saying breeders as artists here and cannabis strains as songs. This is huge. In fact, I think that this could easily be a $1 billion plus overall use case in itself. Now, again, when we're talking about this, we talk about how much is the cannabis market actually worth in order for us to actually get to that point. Well, significantly, when we look this up, we actually see that the market size is to be worth $97.35 billion by 2026. Increased use for medicinal and therapeutic purposes to aid marijuana industry growth, says Fortune Business Insights. And I honestly could see it at much, much higher in terms of its overall worth. I think, a lot of people are facing a lot of issues in regards to, pain or anything in terms of, a lot of problems. I think marijuana, it's looked at in a bad way, but ultimately it could provide a lot of value to a lot of people. In fact, they are actually mentioning a huge player that I'm actually, invested in terms of stocks, which is Tilray. Tilray is awesome in terms of medicinal marijuana, and the pharmaceutical area for marijuana is continuing to grow day by day. But I think that this is huge in terms of giving ownership to somebody who is, a breeder of these plants. And I think that this is so cool. I think that this is something that we should be looking at in terms of a use case and being like, wow, that is actually pretty dang cool. I mean, it is. I mean, this is awesome. And ultimately, when we're talking about a lot of these rights that we are giving a lot of people, I think NFTs are a great way of also giving artists, sort of that ownership that they need, which we've talked about in terms of the NFT space. This is essentially digitization of the space, and again, it's eliminating, paper, which again accommodates for Hedera Hashgraph being the greenest technology out there, and probably it will accommodate to the fact that Hedera Hashgraph is making a lot of these markets carbon neutral as well. So very interesting to say the least. And like I said, this is a huge use case. I know that I mentioned it before, but I never really gone in depth on it. I think that this is awesome. It will benefit a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals, and again, they're talking about benefiting the entire industry as well. A lot of Hedera, when we're talking about Hedera, it's bleeding into many of these markets. The water is flowing in waves, and I'm very, very excited to say the least for the future of this asset in regards to a lot of these use cases that are being built on the system. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are. Just beautiful. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.